So the first thing you want to do when you're in Silhouette Studio is open up a new print and cut window, which has built-in registration marks for you. From there, you just want to make sure that it is set to your current printer, which will adjust the size to 8.5 by 11. And you want to be in landscape orientation, which we already are. We just want to make sure that all of our print and cut borders are showing. Open up the image we'll be using, which is this cool Vegas cowboy. So I'm going to use the trace tool, select my trace area, and then use the threshold bar or the up and down arrows to fill it in with yellow and trace the outer edge. Now this cut line is directly on top of my other colors, and I actually want it to be a little bit on the inside so I have a space for a color bleed. So how I'm going to create that line is use an internal offset on this cut line I've already created, and it will create another line on the inside. But I actually already know that I need this one to be 0.035, but you guys could use the distance bar or the up and down arrows to figure out exactly what you need. Hit apply or enter to create that line. Then you want to very carefully separate out the inner one and delete the older, larger line. Now you're going to grab both of your bleed cut line and your image, center them together. So you can do horizontal, vertical, centered. And now we want to group them together by Control G. And now I only have to grab one, and they're both moving together. From here I can move it into the print and cut file that we opened by copying and pasting it. And now I can see when I resize the image exactly how much space I have allowed for it.
When the sawgrass is done printing, let the ink cure underneath the heat press for 1 minute.
Alright, so once you have your EasySubli loaded onto the mat and loaded into your cutter, you want to double check and make sure that your cut line is active. It will be bold and red if you're using the first tool holder, which is typically an auto blade, but you can also use a ratchet blade. And we are going to select material, heat transfer. Flocked is pretty close to what I'll be using, but we're actually going to have blade 3, speed 8, and force 15. So once you have those in place and your cut line is active, you can go ahead and send it to the cutter.